Hey everyone, this is Uncut and Unscripted. Bit of spoiler warning right now, so if you don't want to be spoiled, turn off the volume right now, and in the description I'll tell you when to turn it back on. Okay, for those of you that turned off the volume so you don't get spoiled, I want to talk about something that I mentioned in the video I did, the first video you saw uploaded today. And that's basically talking about something that, and what I'm talking about, I should say, is what I mentioned in there. You see, it seemed that a lot of fans were angry about certain things happening in the final 3 episodes. One of the things I can assume, I believe that you weren't too thrilled with, was the revelation that certain ships were now canonized. Now, somebody actually came onto one of the message boards, mlpforums.com, and acknowledged that Jim Miller himself had said that there was no way any of the main cast was going to get canon relationships. Well, it seems that Jim Miller, once again, out of due respect, was doing his job not to kind of let us in on the truth. For you see, the truth is real simple. The truth is that there were canon relationships. Some were being built upon, and basically in the finale, the final episode, were implied being canon now. And another was one we expected would possibly happen, but weren't too sure that they would do it. Those relationships, those 3 that I'm talking about, and some fan had pointed out himself at the MLP forums, are Pinkie Pie and Cheese Sandwich, Fluttershy and Discord, and yes, whether anybody wants to admit it or not, you take a look at that, you listen to that final song, depending on whether you like the Dutch version or you're going to enjoy the English version when that happens. You take a look at when they kind of gather together in a half circle, and how Rarity quickly looks at Starlight, but then instantly goes right to her eyes, immediately look up at Spike, and she kind of bats him a little bit, like she's happy to be right next to him. Yeah, it's implied, basically. And the fact that they stand next to each other throughout most of the song, it's implied that they're together. And then you got Fluttershy's solo in that song as well, and you see Discord with her as kind of flying in there as well. And there's an indication in implication, if you will, that Fluttershy and Discord are an item. But they weren't the only ones that were pretty much hinted at as being official. We pretty much knew, since of course the Big Mac question, that Sugar Belle and Big Mac were together. There's no doubt. We knew that was coming. So that was done. We knew that, in a sense, that Yona and Sandbar were an item. We saw that. We knew Lyra and BonBon will finally becoming an item. But the ones that really surprised a lot of people was the fact that they actually went and added a few more LGBTQ inspired like pairings. One of them being Ocellus and Smolder. The other being AppleJack and Rainbow Dash. And if you don't believe me, you listen to that banter in either version and you kind of get that indication that these two somehow got together. Yeah, but and then you got the assumption that because they both run the schools, Sunburst and Starlight are now together. So there's a lot of shipping that was hinted at as being basically, well, it was hinted at, implied, and pretty much, you know, Easter egged that, yeah, these ships that we've been teasing for a while in the show, that we've introduced recently in the show, yeah, these ships are pretty much canon now. But here's the question, and I know I'm about 5 minutes and 20 seconds in, so I do apologize. But here's the question. Do you think, even with this being the finale, do you think these ships should have been canoned? That they should have basically, even with the finale, indicated and made official these ships? Do you think they should have done that? Here's an answer probably people will give. No and yes. The no would basically be from those that like I said earlier, weren't too thrilled with some of the results of the final 3 episodes. But also from the fact that by doing so, you're going against what made the show special, and that's about friendship. Yes, on the other hand, from those that agree that it's cool that they did it, is the fact because the show is over. And pretty much it's time to move on and evolve. And by basically implying that these romances have become real, have become official, if not basically shoving it right in front of your face, if you will, by doing so, you're pretty much giving an example of saying, yeah, even friendships can become something more. The magic of friendship can help it develop and grow into something more. And that's exactly what we got here, in my opinion. Okay, at 7 minutes, you should have been able to tune the volume back up. But I just wanted to come out and do this video about the ships in the show and whether or not they should have been, officialized in any capacity during the show's run. But let me know what you all think. For those of you that didn't listen, you have to figure this out on your own. Wait until the series debuts officially either in Australia, China, or here in the US if you don't want to try to translate and read the subtitles of the Dutch version. And for those of you that did listen to the spoilers, what are your thoughts on the show staff making these ships and making right in front of your face, as well as strongly implying that these ships were now officially canoned? Let me know, do you think it was good for them to wait to the finale, to the final episode to do so? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you all for listening, and I'm out.